guys, good day, and we will get started on time, right in 1 minute, 1 minute late. And for now, we already have 51 attendees here, and it's really nice to meet you guys, and hope all of the Hytera global partners and friends stay safe. Just hope this COVID-19 pandemic could pass really soon, and we will meet each other as soon as possible. Okay, time's up. It's already on time. It's time to get started. Um, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the Hytera global friends and partners who already joined us. Welcome to this campaign online hosted by Hytera Communication Corporations. This is Mark, the product marketing manager of Hytera. It's quite a pleasure for me to have this chance to have something new that we want to share with our friends and partners globally. So today our topic is Hytera P-LTE solution. So the presentation today would be divided into 4 parts. First, we will take a view together about the trend of critical communication industry. Next part, we will see the general introduction, the overview of Hytera P-LTE solution. Next part 3, we will see the P-LTE product family, portfolios, the specification of each one of the products. In the last part, I'd love to share some reference cases which used Hytera P-LTE solution, and share some typical applications of this solution. So first, based on the perspective of the industrial users, let's just take the public safety industry as an example. The multimedia messages, the multimedia related services, and huge data regulated services could help the industrial users, like the public safety, the police forces, to improve their working efficiency. For example, the video, the huge data related service could help the police officers to control and understand the scenarios, the situations on field. So, like similarly, like other kinds of the vertical industries like civil aviation, transportation, public utilities, etc. We truly believe that the huge data related data service would help the industry users to make some changes, especially on the working efficiencies. So since we've already mentioned the requirement of the huge data service, still let's take public safety in this industry as a simple example. Right here, I'm going to use this marker. Follow this marker. Sorry. Right here we have a traffic police officer. He is equipped with the video recorder, and any other smart or intelligent terminals. So this time it could use the PTT to keep in touch with his teammates inside of the traffic police squad. And by using all these smart and intelligent accessories, the police officer would record the vehicle number plate, would record the identification documents, And all this recorded data, no matter it's text, no matter it's video, live video, or just a simple picture, all these data packages could be sent back to the data center. So right on the data center, all these data could be analyzed and come back a result to this police officer immediately or the real time. Just like this slide shows that. Just like this slide shows that for the accessories, for the applications, for the background, for the data processing part at the data center, it's a big change compared with the old time when they are still using narrowband communication system. Because the huge data related service just can be supported, we need a broadband network to support all these intelligence services. So since we've mentioned the new technology and the elder technology, let's see the evolution roadmap of the professional mobile communication. Before 2000, the era of the most basic voice communication, the industrial users, they were using the analog system to guarantee the most basic voice communication function. After that, when it steps into the 2000s to 2017, it becomes the time of the digital trunking. We have the more stable solution like Tetra, DMR, or DMR5. After 2017, it turns to be the time for the broadband communication technology. The service is becoming into the multimedia, no longer just voice, but with some multimedia video and data service, with the professional visualized dispatch and even some big data or artificial intelligence related applications. So in the time of the broadband right now, we could meet more and more intelligent professional applications that could help our industrial users, help our customers. So if we need to mention the LTE, there is a organization, 3GPP, we must mention it. 3GPP LTE, first, the 3GPP already starts the research about LTE since 2009, back in 3GPP release 8. And in 2016, they started to research the mission critical push to talk related application back in 3GPP release 13. And also since it's standardized and it's international and open framework, so we could see the 3GPP LTE build up a healthy ecosystem, because once we have a standard, no matter which brand you have on the terminal, on the base station, on the system, it's all open and standardized. And for the capabilities, the services the LTE can support, it can offer the versatile multimedia services like voice, video, and big data. And also 3GPP is a business digitalization transformation enablement, definitely. Next part, let's see the general introduction, the overview of Hytera P-LTE solution. The overview of Hytera P-LTE solution is to state that what we can offer, what we can provide to our partners, to our end users. What we can provide is a end-to-end LTE solution, from the terminal part, network system, base station, and core network, and the professional applications, just like the video surveillance system, dispatching system, recording system, etc. And one more thing I need to mention is we have different types of the terminal, and we have all kinds of options for our friends, for our partners, for our end users. And in the rest of the slides, the following slides, I will introduce that one by one. So speaking of the highlights of the Hytera P-LTE solution, there are three words to describe it: comprehensive, innovative, and professional. So let's see how to prove this. Why I said our P-LTE system is comprehensive, innovative, and professional. First, P-LTE is a comprehensive end-to-end solution, just like this slide shows. We have varieties of the device, the product option, both on the terminal side and the system side. We have different types of the base station. We support varieties of the frequency spectrum, and also based on this, we have more options on the applications. We have different types of the professional applications supported by a broadband LTE. And this concept is initiated by Hytera Corporation at the very beginning, the stage of the very beginning. Because as we all know that Hytera, we focused on this industry for around 30 years. And before the LTE appears into the new technology, the evolution roadmap, what we were doing was the business about the narrowband communication network. So that means our old friend, our old customers, what they owned is mostly for a PMR network. So this time we want to persuade them to add some new product or new solution, the LTE broadband network. So if the provider is not Hytera, maybe the advice or suggestions would be just give up this part, just add the new LTE network. But for Hytera, the answer is no. We can keep our customers' former investment and add the new system into the whole solution. This is what we did. Our solution can support the interoperability between the LTE and the narrowband. So that means you can use this broadband terminal to make a voice call to the narrowband. So this is why we designed this innovative product, the multi-mode terminal. It supports the broadband and the narrowband. Just like this, we have this giant screen, and this for the LTE, and the small screen on the top of the terminal, it supports the narrowband mode. That's all right. In the following slide, we will see the introduction in details about all these Hytera terminals. Here, this innovative designed product I need to mention is LTE integrated base station. This product including three parts: LTE base station BBU, baseband unit, LTE base station RU part, remote radio unit, and core network. So that means inside of this one device, there is the core network and the base station all in one. So that means it's a highly integrated design product, and it doesn't need too much infrastructure. It doesn't need too much space to storage your cabinet, your hardwares, your servers, etc. So based on this product, we will have a new design solution. It is called the emergency or fast deployed solution. We will see this solution in the following slide. For the professional part, what we provide to our partners and end users is a professional communication command system. On the background picture of this slide, this is what we did. It's a real project. We've set up a comprehensive and professional command center for the China Police, which is located in Shenzhen National Region. Also, this place is the location of Hytera headquarters building. What we provide provided for the China Police is a 3GPP mission critical service based with all kinds of function and feature enhanced, and all kinds of the comprehensive and professional command related system, including the instant analysis system, visualized command system, 3D real-life deployment system, and the real-time routine monitoring system. Also, for each of the individuals, for the police force individuals, we suggest them to be equipped with our smart, intelligent multimode terminals to support the broadband and narrowband communication at the same time. Next, we have the different types of the professional industrial terminals. This one, we call it PXC. PXC, it can support DMR and Tetra at the same time. Dual mode. The name of this product is PTC or PTC 680, and this one is PDC or PTC 760. Both of these two types of terminals support the dual modes, both narrowband and broadband. And this here on my left hand, it is called the PNC 550, pure LTE, just support LTE. And there is a PTT button on my right hand side of this terminal. And another innovative product I need to show you is this body-worn camera, fully in-house developed, and actually there is a smart operation system based on the Android inside this body camera. So that means you can use the PTT button on this body camera. You can speak, you can keep in touch with your teammates inside of your team, and also this camera could record the video on site and supported by LTE or broadband network. All these captured data package could be transmitted back to the headquarters. So this one will be a fantastic option, especially for the police forces, because in China, this one could be a standard equipment for each one of the official police force, China police force. So part 3, let's see the Hytera P-LTE product portfolios. Let's see what kind of the product that we can provide in our solution. And also, like I said at the beginning of this presentation, we have some new added product in this solution. Let's see what they are. So for the product portfolios, it would be divided into 3 types: the infrastructures, the base station, core network product, and terminals like this. And based on the network, since you already have the network, you have the terminals, you need the application service. First, let's get started with LTE RAN. The RAN, that means the radio access network. Mostly, it refers to the base station product. Mainly, we have 2 types of the base stations. One is micro, it's quite smaller. Another one is macro. Macro is the traditional designed distributed base station. Normally, it's BBU plus RU. And this micro, or we can call it the small cells. So why we call it the small cells? Because it got the lower transmitting power than the macro site. So generally speaking, microsite, aka the small cells, is mainly for the coverage of the village and rural area, and the macro site, the distributed base station, is mainly for the wide city area coverage. So let's see first microsite, aka the small cells. We can call it the small cells. Small cells, it can cover wide or rural or village area coverage. we just have low population density, and the requirement on the traffic throughput or the connection volume would be a medium level. And the characteristic of this kind of small cell product, it can support a wide coverage. At least that would be wide enough for covering the village area or the rural area. And it's highly integrated product, just like our IBS, but this device just a base station, a BBU plus RU without core network for small cells. And this diagram shows what it looks like in the real project delivery. Since we've mentioned this product is highly integrated, BBU plus RU, and this one is power supply system for this small cell base station. So once we give it a AC current power supply, this power supply system would transfer it to a DC current to give the power supply for the main device, the small cells. And once we have this antenna, you will have a dependent LTE small cell base station, and at the same time you could have the coverage. The specification of the small cells. Actually, in Hytera P-LTE solution, we have different options for the small cells product. Let's see them one by one. First, I'd like to introduce the small cells IBS 3900. This one is the most basic small cell product. It supports the band 1, 3GPP band 1, band 3, and band 7. Just support the single RF spectrum. And also we have another option for the small cells. This one IBS 3902M, and it supports both band 1 and band 3 at the same time. So this is how it works. Normally we will have a antenna. This antenna support, at least it would cover the spectrum, both band 1 and band 3. So there would be 4 RF wire to be connected with the main device. So you will have a two different spectrum coverage network. One is band 1, another one is band 3. This is how it works. The next type of the integrated base station is our old friend, Hytera IBS integrated base station. This product is quite awesome because this one not just only the base station part, BBU plus RU, and also we have the core network inside. So that means just one device of the IBS, you will have a standalone and small scale LTE network coverage. So like I said, based on this product, we've designed a new solution. It is called the fast deployment solution, or emergency, mainly for the emergency response industrial users. We've equipped a antenna bracket, and with the omnidirectional fiberglass antenna. And even if you take this solution into the desert, into the forest, there is no water, no power supply. Also will be a gasoline generator to give the power supply of your device. So for the radio spectrum, this IBS supported basically band 28, 700, band 31, 450 megahertz, and 1.4 and 1.8 gigahertz in support. This one is the power supply system, power supply module for the small cells, nothing special. And next, after the introduction about the microsite, or after the small cell product, let's see the macrosite, where distributed base station. Like it is introduced at the beginning of this chapter, since the microsite of the small cells is mainly for the coverage for the village, is for the rural area. So what does that for? What does the macrosite for? The microsat base station, it got a higher transmitting power, so it could provide a wider coverage than the small cells. So this type of the product is mainly for the urban or for the citywide coverage, where it has the high population density. It does a higher requirement on the traffic throughput and connection volume. Speaking of the characteristic of the macrosite, the distributed base station, it got the higher performance. It is using the directional nail antenna, and it can support the multi cells for one site. But for small cells, it just supports one cell for one site. This is the general comparison to state the difference between macrosite and the outdoor small cell, the microsite, small cells, microsite. Apparently, we could see for each site, the macro base station could support up to 80 cells. So for one small cell, is just support one cell. So that means for outdoor small cell product, that would be a fantastic option to cover the blind spot, blind area without any LTE coverage, and then the outdoor small cell would be a cost-effective option compared with the macro sites. And next part, it's the upcoming and new product series that I want to share to all the Hytera friends and partners. So what is that? It's an upcoming product design. It is called the Open RAN based macrosite BBU. So since if we are going to have this new design BBU, that means we will have a brand new design of the base station. So let's see what it is. Actually, this is what we did. We just take the software code from the traditional baseband unit, and we integrated all this software, all these codings into this 4G or 5G DU accelerating card. So this card supports the standard PCIe interface. So that means it shares the same interface with the graphics processing card. That means this DU accelerating card can be inserted into the COTS server, commercial off-the-shelf server. This server could be from the brand of Lenovo, from the Dell, from IBM, and any other commercial brand. As long as in the future, if we have this DU accelerating card, you insert this card into the COTS server, you will have a new design, new type of the BBU. This server will turn to the BBU, not only server anymore. And if you have the BBU, once you have the 4G or 5G RU, you will have a new type of the base station. This new type of the base station would be called the ORAN. So what is ORAN? Open RAN. RAN, that means the radio access network. You will have the open or a white box base station. So this solution would be a cost-effective solution compared with the traditional design. But like I said, in the future, Hytera will bring you with more possibilities, more options for your business and for our customers. Let's see the introduction of the ORAN base station components one by one. First, the BBU server. So like I said, this server would be the COTS server, the commercial off-the-shelf, could be Dell, could be Lenovo, and it's just like a normal server. It can support the PCIe standard interface to be inserted. So that means if you have a 4G DU acceleration card, we've integrated all the software, all the codings inside of this DU card. So if you insert this DU card into the BBU server, so you will have your ORAN BBU, right? And somebody may ask, so what's your plan in the time of the 5G? And also, we already have the plan or the roadmap about the 5G related product, also including this new design ORAN base station. Once according to our R&D's plan, by the end of this year or the beginning of the next year, we will have a new design of the 5G DU card. Similarly, if you insert this 5G card into the server, you will have a new type of the 5G base station. 5G base station. This one is the traditional design. It's not the server. It's just the SDR software defined radio, the traditional design BBU. And once you connect with the RU, you will have a traditional design of the LTE or 5G base station. And one thing I need to mention is our SDR BBU can support the 4G and 5G at the same time. So that means if you have the 4G RU and the 5G RU right here, it can be connected, it can be integrated into the same BBU. This BBU, you can call it the dual mode BBU or double mode BBU. Yeah. This one is what we call the remote radio unit part of the LTE 4G RU. And right now, we already have different options on the frequency. We support the band 3, bands 26, 28, 39, and 1.4 and 1.8 giga, also with a special frequency spectrum, band 31, 450 megahertz, just support the 5 megahertz bandwidth. Maybe it can be useful for the NB-IoT or something. So next, let's see the core network introduction. For core network, the current situation for Hytera P-LTE solution is we already have the 4G core network, a complete solution. We have the all the components needed inside of the 4G core network. And for the 5G core, we've designed a small scale 5G network. It can support up to 6,000 5G subscribers. This kind of the small scale 5G core network could be widely used into the intelligent technical park or smart factory, example. Next, in conclusion, the highlight of the Hytera network infrastructures. So infrastructures means both base stations and core networks, or your all these products. Of course, it is based on the mature technology, both 4G and 5G, and it could meet the mainstream specifications on the market. And what we can offer is a kind of cost-effective small cell for outdoor and indoor scenario. And both our 4G and 5G base station product is highly integrated. Like I said, our 4G IBS, including BBU, RU, and core network, and our small cells could be a integrated base station, BBU and RU. Next, it's time for the terminals introduction. I think the most of Hytera global friends and partners must be very familiar with our terminal product series. First, PNC 550, this one, pure LTE terminal. It's of course as a professional product for the industrial users. It supports a PTT button on the side of this terminal, really light, and you can hold it, really stable. And the rest of the terminal types, different types of the dual mode terminal. This on my left hand, PTC or PTC 680, and the right hand, PTC or PTC 760. This one is a little bit bigger than this, so that means it has the 760 has a bigger screen, bigger screen for the broadband services. And what's in common is on the both of these two types of terminals, there are the smaller screen, a mini screen on the top of this terminal. This screen is for the indication for the narrowband, for DMR or for the Tetra. And another new type of the terminal, the body-worn camera, the most cutting edge, meeting the most new technology, is BM780. Quite small, just maybe smaller than than a hand. Normally, this product is supposed to be fixed by the shoulder of the police forces individuals, the police officer's shoulder. So once they are on the duty, they are on the operation, the police forces would open the switch, would switch on this device, and the camera could capture the video 360 degree. You can just swing it. You can just swing it, and the recorded video could be storage inside of this terminal. Of course, there is a limitation on the storage space. But one thing I need to mention is still there is a smart operation system based on the Android. So on the one hand, this one is a body camera. On the other hand, this one also could play a role of the smart intelligent terminal because the design is PTT on the side of this product. Also, since we already have all these different options for the terminal, we need some system, or we need some platform to manage all these different types of the terminals. Here is the Hytera Smart Mobile Device Management System. This system can support the remote firmware upgrading, application management, push. That means I can use this platform to push different application apps inside and upgrade the firmware, the software of the terminal itself. And by using this MDM would be the only way to access into this terminal, because the security mechanism would be one of the most basic things that our industrial users, they will care about this, especially for the public safety end user. Also, I could use this MDM system to achieve the remote data erase and radio stop. Once our dear police officers may have some emergency situation, as I just assume that maybe that would be possible, they would lost this radio, and at the same time, unluckily, they have some really confidential files data inside. So we could use the platform to stun or erase the data temporarily, and by using this system, we could get it back. So next, let's see the applications. So first, I need to introduce this mission critical service based on the 3GPP international standard. The diagram generally shows the components of this solution. Inside of the platform part, what we provide the MCS, Hytera MCS, mission critical service. It's the application server and the network management system, the server for dispatching, recording system, location-based system, and the mobile device management system. So normally, based on the LTE infrastructure, LTE network, your terminals can be accessed into the network, and at the same time, this terminal could visit your MCS platform. So thus, I could use this PTT access into the LTE network. I could speak, I could see the video using the huge data service. And right here, the screenshot is the UI of Hytera MCPTT application. And this screenshot is for the dispatching, smart one dispatching system. These slides generally show the features that Hytera mission critical service could support it. It's mainly about the MCPTT, voice, mission critical voice, MC video, MC data, and dispatching related services. Also, in spite of the public safety or mission critical industrial users, we also have some options, the devices, components, solutions for the rest of the vertical industry users, including the transportation. What we have for transportation industry is a complete solution, including the train dispatching system and management system, and also for the transportation industrial users, what they need is a professional which is dedicated for the transportation industry, like the train board and the professional smart terminals. Also, the video surveillance system could be supported by P-LTE. So based on the LTE network, all these video just the IP packages. So since if we select the right terminals, right types of terminals, just like this LTE CPE, so interoperated with different types of the IP cameras. So all these cameras is in charge of the video recording, and all this video would be transmitted back to the CPE. So CPE as the LTE terminal, so this CPE can transmit all these video streaming back to the headquarters or command centers through the LTE network. As long as you deploy all these video surveillance system, the platforms on the backstage are your data center. So right now it turns to the last part of this presentation of this webinar. The typical applications. At the same time, I'd love to share some successful reference cases of Hytera P-LTE solution. So first, I need to mention is Hytera P-LTE system could be widely used for the public safety industrial end users, and also that could be a good option for the rest of the vertical industries. For example, like the public utility, or airport, railway, the transportation, power grid, and even the energy. So first, for the public safety end users, the LTE network deployment could help them to control, to manage, to understand the scenarios and situations on site, and in some ways, this kind of communication technology could help them to improve their working efficiency, especially when they are on their daily duty, the patrol operation, the video surveillance for the city area, and the security for the mega events, and sometimes for the emergency responding scenarios. Another scenario, like I said, for the emergency responding, based on the Hytera IBS. So the main device is Hytera LTE IBS. So this whole solution would be called the IFDS. So what does that mean, IFDS? The abbreviation of Fast Deployment System, IFDS. So based on this main device, you have a temporary small-scale LTE network coverage. So cooperated with your different types of terminals, the CPE, or even mobile terminals, which is supposed to be installed on the vehicles. So all this diagram is composed of the content of the Hytera fast deployment or emergency communication based on the technology of LTE. This solution could be widely used for these scenarios like disaster rescue, emergency deployment, or field operation, because in all these three scenarios that I mentioned, they have something common. So you don't have to prepare too much space to storage your hardwares. So in these scenarios, end users, what they need is a kind of communication solution. I can deploy it as soon as possible. I can use it. I can make it online as quick as possible. So one thing they care about the most is I need to use it really fast. So the rest of the content, I'd like to share some case with all our partners and friends. First case is the Africa continent. In the capital city, we help the capital police station to first, we help them to build up a command center, a giant video wall. And in the city area, or the urban area, we help them to build a temporary video surveillance system based on the LTE network. Of course, on the limit, there is limitation on the investment, so we just help them to deliver a LTE network or just on the hotspot region of the capital city, mainly cover the government buildings, like some important buildings surrounded by the government department. So this is the general situation of this case in African country. Another case in Africa continent, this country is Angola. We help the local national security police forces to build up a LTE and Tetra convergent network because before they upgrade their communication solution to LTE, what they were using is a Tetra network. But this Tetra network is really old. They've been using this for over 10 years. So Hytera, Tetra help them to do some upgrading. And at the same time, we've added our LTE system into this solution. So for the service part, we provide them the mission critical service and our professional smart one dispatch because we are the part of the critical communication industry or the public safety industry. And at the same time, we also offered some IBS devices for them, mainly for the fast deployment system. We installed the LTE IBS into their mobile vehicles, so you will have a mobile LTE broadband network coverage. Another case for the mining industry end users, this end users is located in North America. Before they met Hytera, what we were using is Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi it has some shortcomings or disadvantages, no matter its throughput or the handovers features. Of course, Wi-Fi doesn't support the handover. So Hytera proposed LTE solution inside their mining terminal. But in this case, what Hytera provided is just the infrastructures, the LTE base stations, PBURU, and core network. Because for these mining end users, they have their own professional applications, including the remote control system to control their dedicated professional vehicles inside the mining drills, and the mining automation system, IoT management system. So what we need in this case is a kind of network could support more data-related service transmission. So LTE would be a good option instead of Wi-Fi. It's more like upgrading. It's more like upgrading in this case. Another case inside of China. This time it turns to the 5G related reference case, which is located in Shanxi province in the middle part of China mainland. Actually, first, the requirement is from the end users. These end users, in their minds, they have some, compared with the former case in North America, they have the professional applications mainly dedicated for the minings. They have these, dedicated professional vehicle inside of the mining for drills, and they have their local professional data center to support the remote control system, IoT module management system, etc. So in this case, similarly with the North America case, what they need is a type of the new network to support all these data transmission. Because as we can see that it has in this mine, we have a dedicated vehicle, and also on this vehicle they have the onboard CPE, 5G CPE. So they need to use a kind of wireless network to achieve the remote control of this vehicle, to control this vehicle to brake, to steering, or throttle. So what Hytera provided in this case is 5G small cells product. And to utilize their legacy leaky cable, this leaky cable supports the frequency of the 5G, and we help them to build the entire and complete 5G industrial solution for them. Another next case is in Russia. This time the end user turns to be the National Railway Station, National Railway Department. We help them to deliver several of the LTE base station trial. They want to do some testing by using the spectrum of 1.8 gigahertz, and we help them to initially we help them to build a small-scale LTE coverage just by using 2 or 3 sites to cover the railway station. Of course, inside of each of the railway station, they have some working stuff. They need to use the terminal to keep each other with to keep in touch with each other, and also they have the professional data application, mainly for the transportation or for the railway. So what we provided here, the LTE system to support all these data application and the mission critical service to support their mission critical push to talk, mission critical video, and mission critical data service. And right now we already have the next step plan. The end users, they are really interested for the solution that Hytera provided, and they already have a plan for future. They want to build up a nationwide coverage, mainly for each of the base station, for the railway station. So this background picture is a true shorthand picture. The city's name is really hard to pronounce. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it because it's originally from the Russian. The plan is mainly like this. For each railway station, we help them to build the LTE coverage, and even in the future, we would have chance to deliver the coverage, LTE coverage along the railway line. So when the 3GPP they accomplished the standardization of the LTE-R for railway, this system would be turned to the professional LTE, mainly for the railway industry. So I think that's the whole content, all content of the presentation today. Thank you so much for our global friends and partners. Thank you so much for your time and your patience and your listening. And this time it turns to the stage of the QA. I'm not sure if you have any questions, and we could have some interoperation online. We could have some communication online. So please, if you have any questions, please be free to make any comment. Ah, yes, I've received it. Thank you, Mr. Matt Taha. Mr. Matt Taha, thank you. Thank you for attending this online campaign and webinar. Ah, that's really good. That's really good. That's really good. I think it's worth to do it since you already understand the P-LTE solution. Yes, of course, we have the business in Uganda, and you could leave a message for our marketing email box, and we will send you the contact, the base card, the contact of our sales team, which in Uganda, mainly for the Africa region. Okay, no problem. I think my colleague of the marketing, our marketing colleague would arrange this and to share the presentation maybe. So any more questions, dear friends? So if not, I think it's time to say bye now, and I hope. Yes, yes, yes. I see this question again. We have business in Uganda. We have business in Uganda. So in this way, I need to say thank you again for your time, your patience, for attending our this time for the online campaign. I really hope this in the future we would have more opportunities, business chance, and with all our Hytera global partners and friends. So thank you again. Hope you stay safe. Just hope this COVID-19 pandemic pass really soon, and we can meet each other as soon as possible. So thank you again. I will see you next time. Bye bye.